Okay, I'm back, and it's because somebody has suggested that this one, a screenshot was posted, which I haven't looked at in any detail and can't remember any of the hexes from, but they posted a screenshot, and somebody else said, I don't even know how you got there. And they admitted they didn't know either. So I thought I'd just start from scratch, see where we get to. And the obvious one to start with is those three. Must be that 4. And similarly, that one must... Oh, that's a nice one. That 9 must be. So that 3 doesn't tell us anything. That 4, nope. Nope. 3, it's interesting. Nope. 2, no. 5, no. 1 of 3, but not helpful yet. Those 2 already marked. And a 3, oh, that looks interesting. That's quite a lot filled in up at the top here. 3 is not, so it's definitely at least one of those. 1, 2, it's 3 of those, which makes 5. That also means that he has 5 up here, so only one of those. Only one of those 2 can be. But it could be that one and these 2. If it's that one and those 2, then that one's a blank. Can that one be blank? See, let's hide that and that. See, let's not. So those 4. One of those 4. Now let's hide them. If that one's blank, it's got to be all 4 of those. And then we were looking at if both of those are blank. So if either of those 2 are blue, those 2 are blank, which means it's got to be all of those. If those 2 are blank, it's got to be those 3. So it's got to be 3 of those 3. And if those 2 are blank, that does work. So if those 2 are blank, it works. If that one's blue, does it work? This means one of those 4 is blank, and 2 of those 3 are blue. No, 2 of those 3, rather than 2 of those 4. Because that one must be blank. At least one of those 2 must be blue because of that 4. So you can have at most 3, 4. Can I have both of those blue? Yeah, there's no reason why not. Okay. With both of those 2 blue, that's black, but could be either one of those. Could it be these 3 and not him? Yeah, that works. I'm not getting anywhere at all there, am I? How do you help? 4, 1, 3 from 7. And this 5 is 2 from those 8. At most one of those, but it could be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So it could be none of those. Or it could be 3 of those 4. Okay, that hasn't helped. That 3 Doesn't help yet. That's, well, yeah, it's not those three, but I knew that 'cause it can't be both of those anyway. 6, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, could be anything. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that 4. So it's 2 of these 4. That 4. Well, that 4 tells me it's at least one of these 4. Doesn't really help. I think I've already looked at in that context, so it could be those 3. Can one of them be black? That'll make one of those 2 blue, and the answer is... There's no reason they couldn't both be blue. Can it be only one of those 3? Yes, it can. Could be that one and those 2. Or indeed that one and those 2. Or that one and those 2. No, it can't be that one. If only one of them is blue. I've been talking nonsense there. Okay. If that one's blue and that one's black, then those 4 are blue. Which means that one's black, and one of those 2 is blue. Okay, so I can... If those 2 are blue and that one's blue, yeah, I can make that work. So I can make it work if those 2 are both blue, and I can also make it work if those 3 are blue. So I can't say for certainty on those 2 at all yet. That's frustrating. That 4 gives me nothing of consequence. 2 of those 3. That 4 gives me... Oh, that 4 gives me 5, but I've got a 1 here. So that 1 and that 4. Only one of those 2 can be, which means all 3 of those must, and that one can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Means no, yes, yes, yes. And that one means I can rule out you. Fucking question marks. And that 4 means you must be. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm not sure how much that helped. That 3 means that you can't be and you can't be. Not sure how much that helped. It can't be both of those, but it could be either one because of those 2, and it could actually be neither of them because of those 2. So that doesn't help. What do you tell me? 1 means 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be those 4, so it must be at least one of these 3. That doesn't help. Can't be both of those. Can't be all four of those, so it must be at least one of these three. Not sure that helps either. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to be the only place left for that ninth. And more relevantly, if I'm making up 2 from these 3 to make up the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hello, it can't be you lot. It has to be one of those 2, which means it also has to be one of those 2. Sorry, it has to be one of those 2, it can't be one of those 2. It can't be both of those, so it must be that one. And that 4, it can't be those 4. So it must be one of those 2, so it can't be you. Another question mark. It must be you, which means it can't be you. That doesn't help much, does it? One, 2, 3. Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, it can't be all 4 of those, which is why it has to be one of those, but the moment one of those goes in, it could be any 3 of these 4. It could be any 2 of those 3. But it must be at least one of those 2. Or no, it could be neither of that. No, it must be 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Can it be that one? Or rather, can it be not that one? If it's not that one, then it's both of those. And if it's both of those, then it's one of these 3. And there's nothing, no reason why it can't be one of these 3. Only one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no, that doesn't help. 3. If it's that one, it's not that one. Which means it is that one. But those 2 blanks could be anywhere. If it's not that one, it is that one. It's one of those 2. Doesn't help. No, if it's not that one, it is that one, and it has to be both of those. It can't be all 3 of those. But similarly, it can't be all 3 of those. If it can't be both of those, then it must be that one. And it can't be all 3 of those, so it can't be that one. Oh, I might as well finish off this diagonal. 1, 2, 3. Which means you are not, and you are not. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because of you, it must be that one. Which means it's definitely not both of those. And if it's not both of those, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3. It must be that one. Not sure that one helps, to be honest. Yeah, I filled it in. No, I have no idea what it means. Okay. So I know it's only one of these 4. And I know it's only one of those 2. But that doesn't tell me which one. And therefore it doesn't tell me which one. I know it's one of those 2, but that doesn't tell me anything along there. How's this 9 looking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. It could be either of those. Okay. If it's that one, it's neither of those, and it must be that one. Hang on. If it's that one, it can't be either of those, and it can't be both of those. So if it's that one, it would have to be that one to make up this 2. But it can't be that one and that one, so it can't be this one. If that's blue, black, black, 1, 2, so blue, blue, means he'd need to be a 5. It can't be you. I don't know how much help a 3 is there. Oh, it's really helpful. It can't be both of those. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means he's got his 1, 2, 3. Which means I can tick off that one and that one. Which means he's 1 from 3, because that 2. I thought for a moment there it was 2 of those 3, which would be nice. one has to be one of those two. So him, 1, 2, 3. So it must be that one, and then it can't be that one or that one or that one. Which means it has to be 1, 2, 3. And so I get to rule out those two. He's only got one left, which also sorts him out. He's got those two. He's got only those 3 available. He's now got 3. And he's got that second one there. And he's got 1, 2. I wouldn't have guessed that one, to be honest. That's the only one left. Okay. That one's got to be black. 1, 2, black. 1, 2, black. I'm not sure that's helped me in that corner. His 2 is those 2, which means not you. That one could be any of those 5. I keep thinking it's only those 3, but it's not, it's those 5. Which is good, because I was just trying to work out what else can influence this corner, because I can't see. So if it's that one and that one, it can't be those 2. Yes, it can. It could be those 2 and that one. If it's that one, it could still be either of those 2. And if it's that one, it just needs to be one of those 2. Oh, wait. Can it be this one? Okay. If it's those 2, it's not that one. And if it's those 2, it has to be that one and not that one. And if it's that one, it has to be that one. So that one is both, has to be and can't be. Bugger. So it can be, actually if it's that one, it's got to be those 2. And if it's those 2, it's got to be that one. Can it be these 2? Because it might have to be that one. If it's these 2, then it's not that one. And it's not that one. Which means it has to be those 2, which it can't be. I think it has to be, therefore, this one. Let's sanity check that. If it's those 2, it's not that one, because of the 3. It's not that one, because of the 1. So if it's those 2, it's neither of them, which is both of them, which can't be because of him. Which is it can't be both of those, which means it must be one of those 2, 3. And if it's him, it's certainly not him. 1, puzzle? It's 1, 2, 3. It's not you, it is you, it's not you. What the hell? Ah dear. That'll be one for the end of the match, end of the challenge. And yeah, I'm going to have to wait for you to tell me the answer down here. Which incidentally means it's not those two. I don't know, is it cheating to use logic along the lines of this puzzle can't be solved unless that one eliminates these two, and therefore those two must be black? Dodgy. I mean, those two must be black, because otherwise I can't complete the puzzle. No, not strictly true. All of those could be blue. So, 5, 6, 7, 8 would leave me with 10 of this slot, which is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 10 of that lot's more than I need. Right. But while checking that, I just spotted him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only one spare. Ah. He only had 4 left, and that means he's now got 4. That means that's actually quite helpful. Ooh, that means that 5 and 6 have now got an answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means this 6 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that helps. I think. 1, 2, 3. Could be 4, 5, and one other. That does work. Works for him as well. One. No, that doesn't help. So I know one of those two is, and I know one of those two is. I know one of those 3 is. Both of those could be, in which case that one can't be. Now, there we go. 7, 1, 3, 4, no, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means I can clear you two. Okay. That's actually helpful, because that tells me absolutely one of those, which also tells me 2 of those. And if it's one of those, yeah, two of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4 means only one of these, which means it must be one of those two. So that 3 means one of those two must be. That 4 means therefore that 2 of these must be. That 5 therefore means that 1, 2, 3, 4 only one of these must be, and that 3 tells me that one of those two must be, which tells me that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those two can't be, and those two must be. And that 4 gives me him, which clears those two. And that 3 combined with that 1, 1, 2, 3, told you those two had to be black. Which means I've got enough information down here to finish this section to an extent. Only to an extent. I can't clear that one. Okay. One, because he's got that. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And since that one must be, and that one is, that one can't be. Is that one can't be? Another bloody question mark. Yeah, thanks. Because being able to sort that bit out would have been too bloody helpful. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems not you, sir. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, somehow that all worked. 1, 2, 3. Ah, there we go. 1, 2, 3 means no and no. Your only other one is there. One, two, 3. Oh wait, hang on. No, that didn't. Okay. One of those, one of those, one of those, and one of those, but I could do that one and that one, and all would be perfectly fine. Except I can't. Yes, I can. Yeah, that would work. Or I could do 1, 2, 3. Or I could do 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's one of those, is it? So I need to pick one. I have to pick one that my options would leave black and prove it has to be black. It's got to be one of those for one of these 5. Okay, if that one's black, it makes one of those 2 blue. If that one's blue, that's black, which is good, and that's black, which is fine. That one does solve all 3, so that one can be black. If that one is black, that one's blue, which makes those black. Okay. If that one's blue, that one's black, then those 2 must be blue. So if that one's blue, those 2 are black, those 2 are blue, and all of these must be black. So it's only got 1, 2, 3. Ah, no. If that one's blue, those 2 must be blue. And that one must be blue. So that one can't be blue. And that's logic I need to use up here. If that one's blue, that one must be black. If that one's black, those 2 must be blue. So if that one's blue, those 2 must be blue, which doesn't leave me any down here for him. So that one, if that one's blue, those 2 must be blue. So that one must be black. And there you have it. It's a 2. Oh, I like that. I'll probably do the same for him, although I don't need to anymore because I've now got the answer. Oh, no, I don't have the answer. It could be 1, 2. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to do it down here for him. Okay. If you're blue, you're black, and you're blue. And oh. Okay, if you're blue, then suit that 4, that must be black, which means that must be blue. And so I end up with 1, 2, out of 3 blues, I've only got 1 left for those. So if you're blue, it's not possible to complete, you must be black. Oh, come on! 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If you're black, you must be blue. You must be black. You must be blue. That works. You could be black, and those two. If you're black, you must be blue, which means you must be black, and still those two. I've got a bloody 5 showing. Let's clear those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means it can't be you. And it can't be you. Which means it must be you. Don't know what all the fuss is about.